Stalin. When we hear the name, many definitions come to our mind. The hero of Second World War, the leader of the downtrodden, the man who transformed the peasant society into an industrial and military superpower, and so on. Well, he did stop the Second World War by defeating Hitler's Nazi Germany. But does that make him a self-righteous supremo? Let's take a step back and look at some facts. Wonder who that is? Joseph Stalin, as the world calls him, was born Joseph Jugashvili on December 18, 1879 in the Russian peasant village of Gori in Georgia. Joseph was a frail child and was born to Bessarionos Jugashvili, a cobbler, and Ketavan Galadze, a washerwoman. He had a difficult childhood as his father was an alcoholic who treated him cruelly, instilling within him a sense of inferiority. This triggered Stalin's quest for respect and greatness. In 1894, Joseph graduated from Gori Theological School, first in his class, entered Tiflis Spiritual Seminary under his mother's persuasion with a scholarship. By 1898, he was vocal about his atheism and politics and was expelled from the seminary. Following that, even though accounts differ as to the reasons of expulsion, official records suggest that he could not pay his exam fee and hence withdrew. Joseph chose not to return home but stayed in Tiflis, devoting his time to the revolution. For a time, he found work as a tutor and later as a clerk at the Tiflis Observatory. By 1901, he joined the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party and worked full-time as a revolutionary. In 1902, he was arrested for coordinating a labour strike and was exiled to Siberia. The first of his many arrests and exiles in the fledgling years of the Russian Revolution. It was during this time that he adopted the name Stalin, meaning steel in Russian. Considered by biographers as the happiest times in Stalin's life, he married Ekaterina Swanitz in 1904, but she passed away 3 years later, leaving one son behind, Jacob. Jacob and Stalin shared a strained relationship as the latter abandoned his son for 14 years under the care of his late wife's family. Jacob was later captured by Nazis in the Second World War and died in a concentration camp afterwards. It is said that Stalin refused a German offer to exchange his son. In 1912, Lenin, then in exile in Switzerland, appointed Stalin to serve on the first Central Committee of the Bolshevik Party. 3 years later, in November 1917, the Bolsheviks seized power in Russia, laying foundation of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was founded in 1922 with Lenin as its first leader. During these years, Stalin had continued to move up the party ladder and in 1922 became Secretary General of the Central Committee of the Communist Party, a role that enabled him to appoint his allies to government jobs and grow a base of political support. After Lenin died in 1924, Stalin outmaneuvered his rivals, especially Lenin's original heir and closest ally, Leon Trotsky. Trotsky was later assassinated in Mexico, arguably under the orders of Stalin. Eventually, He won the power struggle for control of the Communist Party, and by the late 1920s, he had become the dictator of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Under Stalin, USSR became the second largest industrial economy, but his development plan was centered on government control of the economy and included the forced collectivization of Soviet agriculture, in which the government took control of farms. Millions of farmers refused to cooperate with Stalin's orders and were shot or exiled as punishment. This forced collectivization led to widespread famine across the Soviet Union, and this killed over 5 million people. Stalin ruled by terror and with a totalitarian grip in order to eliminate anyone who might oppose him. He expanded the powers of the secret police, encouraged citizens to spy on one another, and had millions of people killed or sent to the Gulag system of forced labor camps. During the second half of the 1930s, Stalin instituted the Great Purge, a series of campaigns designed to rid the Communist Party, the military, and other parts of the Soviet society from those he considered a threat. Even though Stalin is widely regarded as the leader who put an end to the Nazi terror, the fact is that USSR and Nazi Germany had actually signed a non-aggression pact, also known as Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact. This restricted the two countries from taking military action against each other for the next 10 years. As a result, they divided and invaded Poland. But in June 1941, Germany broke the Nazi-Soviet pact and invaded USSR, making significant early inroads. As German troops approached the Soviet capital of Moscow, Stalin remained there and directed a scorched earth defensive policy, destroying any supplies or infrastructure that might benefit the enemy. The tide turned for the Soviets with the Battle of Stalingrad, during which the Red Army defeated the Germans and eventually captured Berlin. Joseph Stalin did not mellow with age. He prosecuted a reign of terror, purges, executions, exiles to labor camps, and persecution in the post-war USSR, suppressing all dissent and anything that smacked of foreign, especially Western influence. Stalin, who grew increasingly paranoid in his later years, died on March 5, 1953 at the age of 74 after suffering a stroke. His body was embalmed and preserved in Lenin's mausoleum in Moscow's Red Square until 1961, after which it was removed and buried near the Kremlin walls as part of the de-Stalinization process initiated by Stalin's successor, Nikita Khrushchev. Now the question is, was he good or evil?